All right. I'm done. I don't care. This appeals panel board is rigged. Rigged, I tell you. Rigged. Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to the episode of Inside the Lines. We got a double upload for y'all. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my boycott NASCAR and possibly regretting charters video. That'll be on the top right of your screen. Click that card over there. It's funny. As soon as I posted that, this story dropped. So we do know about Justin Haley, about the louvers. Back in Phoenix, NASCAR took 5 louvers from teams, all 4 of Hendrick Motorsports and the number 31 car from Kaulig Racing. Now we know what happened with Hendrick, so we were all assuming that, okay, if Hendrick had this issue and it went down the way it went down, then more than likely Kaulig's gonna have the same thing. Well, how about no? See, there's a difference. When you are a juggernaut like Hendrick Motorsports compared to a small team like Kaulig, you're probably going to get different treatment. At least that's what I'm going with because it makes no sense. So the appeals panel board basically upholds everything except this. Instead of the team having a $100,000 fine, losing 100 points and 10 playoff points, and the crew chief suspended for 4 races, it is now a $100,000 fine, loss of 75 points, a 10 playoff point deduction, and the crew chief still suspended for 4 races. What is going on here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What is this appeals panel board? Now, I understand that every appeals panel board, the case is different. It's a different group of people for each one. But what sense does this make? Where every single time we can now go to and appeal it, we can get it reduced. But what is this reduction? Why is it? And the thing is that we don't have transparency. It's not transparent because we don't know what happened. And the FIA, if something happens with the FIA, they tell you, they give you an explanation of what happened. If you look at other sports, they give you an explanation what happened and what caused the penalty. But for NASCAR, with this appeals panel, we don't have any sort of transparency as to what evidence did they bring and why they came to that conclusion. I want to know, okay, granted, we don't know what happened with Kaulig's louvers compared to Hendrick Motorsports. But granted it was the same thing, why in the world did Hendrick, why were they able to get their 100 points back while Kaulig only gets 25? And why 25? Again, I don't like this. You either keep the penalty or you drop it. You can't just be in the middle. The rules are the rules. If you modify a part, you are penalized. Okay, that's how it is. You are penalized, and you modify a part, you get an L2 penalty. This is what the L2 penalty is. I am sick and tired of this process where NASCAR mandates a fine or mandates a penalty to ensure that the teams do not mess with these parts. They mess with them. They can then go to the appeals board, and the appeals board lets them off easy, or at least gives them a more lenient sentence. This makes no sense, and it's so inconsistent. These two are the same situation. Why does Hendrick keep all their points while Kaulig gets only 25? Now, there is something we should keep in mind, though. And again, this is why we need transparency about what exactly happened in that meeting. Because with Hendrick, there is a difference, a little bit of a difference. From what we know is that with Hendrick, all 4 were taken pre-practice. This is before the cars were even on the racetrack. Kaulig's happened pre-qualifying, so they still had practice. They were able to use it during practice, I believe. So that is a difference, a little bit of a difference. But again, without an explanation, we're just left wondering what the hell? Wait, what's going on here? There's no transparency from the appeals panel board. And I mean, this is something that we cannot put on NASCAR. This is not NASCAR. This is the appeals panel board. I just don't like this back and forth of NASCAR mandates a penalty and the appeals panel always just reverses it, or like they give a more lenient one. Again, 75. Why only take 25 points? Why only take either? It makes no sense. You keep everything, but we're gonna give you back 25 points. Just uphold it. I don't get it. Like what are we doing here, guys? What is going on? Because this whole situation, this appeals panel board, especially from the fallout from Hendrick, it has caused real unease chaos within the garage, because now what's going around through the garage area is now, hey, we can modify this. We can do things like this. Go to the appeals panel board and get it reduced, whether it's by 25 points or all of it. I do not like this direction that we're going with this appeals panel board, and I don't know how NASCAR can deal with this in the future. I don't know if maybe they can just do it themselves. Like, I don't know what can they do, but I, for one, am sick and tired of all these reappeal or these reverse changes on penalties for more lenient ones. You either mandate it, you keep the penalty, or you get rid of all of it. That's how it is. Same thing with Hendrick. Had they basically dismissed all penalty, all charges, fine. You either get rid of them all or you keep them all. If they say, yes, you broke the rules, okay, then you keep the penalty. But if they didn't break the rules, then fine, you dismiss all the penalties. You don't just stick in the middle with that. That's not, The only thing we can do in this situation is guess. Either say that HMS brought better receipts to them or better evidence to explain their point. Or, maybe Kaulig didn't do the same adjustments than HMS. I don't know. But this is why we need transparency, to be able to have an idea of, okay, this is the evidence they brought, and this is why it wasn't good enough to overturn everything or something like that. This is why we need transparency instead of just us speculating. And the last thing you want to do in NASCAR, especially for NASCAR social media, is make your fans speculate. Because I already know, I got on social media, everybody clowning on NASCAR for saying it's rigged for Hendrick. And I don't blame them. Obviously, at the beginning, I was joking about it. But, I mean, what else are we supposed to believe? If they were penalized, they both had the same penalty with the hood livers. All the same penalty, yet one had everything, all their points given back, while the other only gets 25 points back. I don't get it. And finally, to end it off, a cool little story from F1 rider Joe Saward. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but he provided a little bit of insight from Jenson Button's NASCAR experience at COTA a couple of weeks ago, and he said this, that Jenson Button was so enthused by his recent NASCAR adventure that he is seriously looking at trying to become a full-time NASCAR driver in the future, on ovals as well as road courses, and as international drivers are what NASCAR is desperate to get these days, that could happen. Jenson is certainly up for it. Now, this is kind of adding on to a report during COTA weekend that Kimi Räikkönen was, happier racing in NASCAR because you didn't have to deal with the DRS. You had to, if you wanted to pass a guy, you had to straight up pass him. You didn't need have a DRS or a curse or anything like that. You had to straight up pass a guy. So that is, hey, I'll be honest. I think that'd be pretty cool for Jenson Button to come over to NASCAR full time. He wouldn't do well, especially on the ovals, but it'd be cool to see him try. Hey, who knows? Hey, that number 4 spot is open for 2024. I'm just saying, Jenson Button to the 4 is a possibility. Okay, maybe not, but it'd be cool to see. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. What are your thoughts, especially on the appeals? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.